Hey, I forgot to open my little camera. How are you guys? I just wanted to jump on here while I had some time, and eventually there will be like a schedule. I'm not sure what it is yet. So if you have your notifications set, then you'll get a little ding to let you know that I'm on. So, okay, Proverbs. I think we ended on chapter 4. We're going to go from 5 to 8, and then we'll see what happens in between. Okay, so let's pray. Thank you, Abba, for today. Thank you for the sun. Thank you for the rain. There's so much to be thankful for, and so much that we shouldn't take for granted. My mind is just thinking about all the things that are happening out there in the world, and there is just so much turmoil everywhere. Even here at home, sometimes it can be a mess. And so, Abba, I just lift all the heavy hearts up to you, all the things that are happening in each home, in each province, each country. I just ask that you would I just pray for your covering. I pray for your protection. I pray for our hearts to be sensitive to the things that are happening around us, to our neighbor, to the person that we're walking along the side of the street, at the grocery store, the people that are far, far, far away from us. I pray that our hearts would be sensitive and compassionate, and that we would have a humble heart when we lift up in prayer those people that are needing you so desperately. Pray for eyes to see and ears to hear and hands and feet to do the things that you've called us to do as we go through your word. Pray a blessing on this time in Yeshua name. Amen. Okay, ready? Here we go. Chapter 5. My son, listen to my wisdom, incline your ear to my understanding, so as to watch over discretion, and your lips guard knowledge. For the lips of the strange woman drip honey, and her mouth is smoother than oil. But in the end, she is bitter as wormwood, sharp as a two-edged sword. Her feet go down to death. Her steps lay hold of Sheol. She does not consider the path of life. Her ways are unstable. You do not know it. So now listen to me, you children, and do not turn away from the words of my mouth. Keep your way far from her, and do not come near to the door of her house, lest you give her splendor to others, your splendor to others, and your years to one who is cruel. Lest strangers be filled with your strength, and your laborers go to the house of the foreigner. Then you shall howl in your latter end, when your flesh and your body are consumed, and shall say, how have I hated discipline, and my heart has despised reproof. I have not heeded the voice of my teachers, and I have not inclined my ears to those who instructed me. In a little while I was in all evil, in the midst of the assembly and the congregation. Drink water from your own cistern, and running water from your own well. Should your springs be scattered abroad, rivers of water in the streets, let them only be your own, and not for the strangers with you. Let your fountain be blessed, and rejoice with the wife of your youth, a loving deer and a pleasant doe. Let her nipples satisfy you, at all times, and be captivated by her love always. For why should you, my son, be captivated by a strange woman and embrace the bosom of a foreigner? For the ways of a man are before the eyes of Yahuwah, and he considers all his paths. The wrong one is entrapped in his own crookedness. He is caught in the cords of his sin. He dies for a lack of discipline, and in the greatness of his folly he goes astray. I mean, this parable is all encompassing, I think. I think that there's like ultimately a warning in this, not just for a man to be cautious about women or women to be cautious about men. I think that we need to be cautious with what we're doing in our life, our minds, our actions, wherever we go. We need to be very, very cautious about what we're sharing and what we're open to and what we're inviting into our homes, what we're inviting into our understanding. I think we need to be cautious about all the things that are out there that are tempting, not just sexually or intimately about another person. I think it can also be really important not to be lured away by these small temptations that seem meaningless at the time, but can lead you suddenly far off track. Like you have a vision, you have a purpose. Abba has called you to something and you are focused on that, but then all of a sudden something over here distracts you. I think that it's really, really important that we are just cautious and careful about everything that we do, and we'll stay out of trouble for the most part. Okay, so chapter 6. My son, if you have become a guarantor for your friend, have shaken hands in a pledge for a stranger, have been snared by the words of your own mouth, have been caught by the words of your own mouth, do this at once, my son, and deliver yourself, for you have come into the hand of your friend. Oh, who has done that? Yeah, go and humble yourself and urge your friend. Give no sleep to your eyes, no slumber to your eyelids. Deliver yourself like a gazelle from the hunter's hand, and like a bird from the hand of the trapper. Oh, wow. Like it's really a good reminder that I'm just thinking about making sure that if I'm going to make a commitment, if it's within my capabilities of doing it, it's really important to try to do so and let Abba provide. Because bringing in someone else or going to someone else really does put you in their hands. It really does put you, it puts a yoke on you that could potentially go very, very bad. So, yes, this is excellent advice. Go to the ant, you lazy one. See her ways and be wise, which having no commander, overseer, or ruler, provides her supplies in the summer, gathers her food in the harvest. How long would you lie down, O lazy one? When do you arise from your sleep? A little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to lie down, and your poverty shall come like a prowler, and your need as an armed man. Oh, this is a really good reminder for me personally, because I was considering potentially reaching out to someone and asking for their help about something. But I've been hesitating because I know that as soon as this person would totally help me in a blink of an eye without even wouldn't hesitate, and they would never hold it over my head. They're a good human, but I would be yoked to them, and all I need to do is just wait a little bit longer, work a little bit harder. It might come a little bit slower, but at least I won't have the word that I want to say is called indentured. Like I'm willingly giving myself um, to be bound to someone or something just to achieve something quicker. Yeah, how many of us get in trouble like that, hey? Sometimes we're just not patient enough, and when it's God's time, He'll do it. When it's God's time, He'll do it. Okay. So, good reminder. I think I've got well, I know that I've got my answer. So, okay. Where do we go? Where do we go? My hands. Okay, I think we're on verse 12. A man of, verse 12. What does that one say? We are in chapter 6, going to the other translation. 12. A worthless person, a wicked man, goes about with crooked speech. Oh, very interesting. A man of Belial, a wicked man, walks with a perverse mouth. I'd like to do a study on that concept of a perverse mouth. What does it mean to have a perverse mouth? I mean, I think we can put a bunch of categories under that. I think we can put like gossip, slander, negative thinking, and letting it release from our mouths, like negative talk about ourselves, about others, about situations. Just, yeah, I think perverse can mean many different things. Okay, anyways, let's move on. Okay, 13. Winks with the eyes, shuffles his feet, points with his fingers. Perverseness is in his heart, plotting evil at all times. He sends out strife. Therefore, his calamity comes suddenly. Instantly, he is broken, and there is no healing. These 6 matters Yahuwah hates, and 7 are abomination to him: a proud look, a lying tongue, and hands shedding innocent blood, a heart devising evil schemes, feet quick to run to evil, a false witness breathing out lies, and one who causes strife among brothers. Verse 20, my son, watch over your father's command, and do not forsake the Torah of your mother. Bind them on your heart always, tie them around your neck. When you are walking about, it leads you. Oh, it's so true. It's so true. Like, I'm remembering this little quote that I seen. It wasn't a quote, sorry. It was a guy that said he was teaching his wife something about the concept of we pursue the fruits of the spirit. Like Abba says love. So we're like, okay, I'm going to love. Abba says, don't keep record of wrong, be patient, be kind, all these things. And then we're like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to love today, or I'm going to be kind today, or I'm going to whatever else, right? Gentleness, patience, all of these things. But what I noticed is he said something really interesting. He said, you're pursuing the task, not the person that's giving the task. So don't pursue love, pursue Abba, and then you will love. Don't pursue gentleness, pursue Abba, and you will be gentle. Don't pursue, trying not to consider or remember the wrongs that have been done to you. If you focus and have your eyes towards Abba, those things will be automatically what comes. But we get distracted with with all good intentions, we get distracted. We want to pursue love, okay, because Abba says love, so I'm going to love. Abba says, be gentle, so I'm going to be gentle today. And so in our actions, we're focusing on gentleness, and in that moment, not, responding with harshness or whatever it is, right? But it's much more accurate to pursue the person that's saying it than the thing that the person is saying to do. So that's what this is reminding me of here. Bind them on your heart always, verse 21. Tie them around your neck. When you are walking about, it leads you. So when you are allowing the word of Abba to be in you, when you're allowing the relationship that you have with Abba to function through you, then those are the fruits that are going to come no matter what. Then the root of that tree, that the root of those things will never be in your own doing, right? So anyways, I just thought, anyway, that's what I was thinking. Those are my thoughts. Okay. Continuing in the middle of verse 22, chapter 6, verse 22. When you lie down, it guards you. When you have woken up, it talks to you. Ugh. For the command is a lamp, and the Torah is a light. Oh my gosh, I need to study. Okay. And reproofs of discipline, a way of life. Okay, we need to read that again. Verse 23. For the command is a lamp. The Torah, i.e. law, instructions, is a light. So I'm picturing it suddenly, like being visual. The lampshade, or the whole lamp. The Torah is the light. Oh my gosh. There's lots in there. Okay, we'll just keep moving on. Verse 24, to guard you against an evil woman, i.e. anything evil that could infect you or deviate you from the true path. From the flattering tongue of a stranger, i.e. strange woman, strange man, strange thoughts and ideas. Do not desire her prettiness in your heart. Oh, okay, you can just replace her, because it's not just a being, but anything that seems to be tantalizing to you, stimulating to you, alluring. It could be any of those things. Wow. Neither let her captivate you with her eyelids. All these characteristics of something that we think is good, think is beautiful, think is a good concept or a good idea or a good goal or a good dream. All of these things that are attached to it could definitely be just a trap. For because of a whore, one is brought to the crust of bread. True. You think that you can pursue something very beautiful and quick, but it can quickly lead you to just deep poverty, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, financially, in all kinds of ways. Okay. An adulteress hunts a precious life. Would a man take a fire to his bosom and his garments not to be burned? Would a man walk on hot coals and his feet not be scorched? So is he who goes into the neighbor's house, in his neighbor's wife. None who touches her goes unpunished. They do not despise a thief if he steals to satisfy his appetite when he is starving. Yet if he is caught, he repays sevenfold. He gives all the wealth of his house. He who commits adultery with a woman lacks heart. He who does it destroys his own life. He finds smiting and shame, and his reproach is not wiped away. For jealousy enrages a man, and he does not spare in the day of vengeance. He does not guard any ransom, nor accept your bribe, however great it is. Oh. Pride goes before a fall. Okay, so anyways, chapter 7. My son guards my words and treasures up my commands with you. Guard my commands and live, and my Torah as the apple of your eye. Isn't that interesting? We always say, oh, you're the apple of my eye, but I think this is where it's more accurately communicated. Bind them on your fingers, write them on the tablet of your heart. Say to wisdom, you are my sister, and call understanding a close friend, to guard you against the strange woman, against the foreigner who flatters with words. For at the window of my house I looked through my lattice, and I saw among the simple, I perceived among the youths a young man lacking in heart. What would that mean? Lacking in heart, lacking in vision, lacking in discipline, lacking in structure. I think those are the things that he's talking about. That's just my hunch. He's lacking in heart, so he can be easily distracted. Okay. Through the street, near her corner, he went the way to her house. In the twilight, in the evening, in the black and the dark night, and look, a woman met him, dressed like a whore, with a hidden heart. She was boisterous and stubborn. Her feet did not stay at her own house. Now in the street, now in the square, and at every corner she lurks. She took hold of him and kissed him. She hardened her face and said to him, slaughterings of peace and offerings are with me. Today I have paid my vows. Therefore, I come out to meet you, to earnestly seek your face. And I have found you. Oh, I have spread my bed with coverings, colored linens of Mitzrayim, Egypt. I have sprinkled my bed with myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon. Come, let us take our fill of carnal love until the morning. Let us delight ourselves with love. For my husband is not at home. He has gone on a long journey. He took a bag of silver with him. He comes home on the day of the covering. Interesting. I want to know what that means. With her many words, she leads him astray. With her smooth lips, she seduces him. He goes after her immediately. It's almost like also like it says a man lacking in heart, like when your vessel is empty, when your mind is empty, when you haven't been filling up on the right stuff, it's easy to fall prey to the temptations that are around you. Verse 22, he goes after her immediately, like an ox going to a slaughter, and as in chains, a fool to the punishment, till an arrow strikes through his liver, like a bird rushing into a snare, and did not know it would take his life. And now listen to me, you children. Pay attention to the words of my mouth. Do not let your heart turn aside to her ways. Do not go astray in her paths. For many are the wounded she has caused to fall, and numerous all are, oh my gosh, let's say it again. And numerous all her killed ones. Her house is the way to Sheol, going down to the rooms of death. I'm thinking about so her house isn't Sheol, but her house is the way to Sheol. There's still room for redemption. There's still room for a way out, is what I see. Because that's not the end destination, but if we keep choosing those places, if we keep making the same decision over again and again, it's just a slippery slope. Chapter 8. Does not wisdom call, and understanding lift up her voice on the top of the heights among the way? Between the paths she has taken her stand. Beside the gates leading to the city, at the entrances she shouts, O men, I call to you, and my voice is to the sons of men. You simple ones, understanding insight, and you fools, be of an understanding heart. Ooh, almost sounds like sarcasm. Verse 6, listen, for I speak noble words, and the opening of my lips is about straightness. For my mouth speaks truth, and wrongness is an abomination to my lips. All the words of my mouth are in righteousness, none of them twisted or crooked. All of them plain to him who understands, and straight to those who find knowledge. Accept my discipline, and not silver, and knowledge rather than choice gold. For wisdom is better than rubies, and all delights are not comparable to her. I, wisdom, have dwelt with insight, and I find knowledge and foresight. The fear of Yahuwah is to hate evil. I have hated pride and arrogance, and the evil way, and the perverse mouth. Counsel is mine, the sound wisdom, and I am understanding. Mightiness is mine. By me sovereigns reign. The rulers make righteous inscriptions. By me princes rule, nobles, and all the judges of the earth. I love those who love me, and those who earnestly seek me do find me. Riches and esteem are with me, enduring wealth and righteousness. My fruit is better than the gold and fine gold, and my increase than choice silver. I walk in the way of righteousness, in the midst of the path of right ruling. I bestow substance on those who love me, and to fill their treasuries. Yahuwah possessed me, the beginning of his way, as the first of his works of old. This was set up ages ago, at the first, before the earth ever was. When there was no depths, I was brought forth. When there was no springs with heavy water. Before mountains were sunk, before the hills, I was brought forth. Before he had made the earth and the fields, or the dust of the world, he prepared the heavens. I was there. When he inscribed a circle on the face of the deep, when he set the clouds above, when he made the fountains of the strong deep, when he gave the sea its law, so that the waters would not transgress his mouth. Ooh. When he inscribed the foundations of the earth, then I was beside him, a master workman. Oh my gosh, this is exciting. And I was his delight, day by day, rejoicing before him all the time, rejoicing in the world, his earth, and my delights were with the sons of man. There's been so much speculation who this wisdom is, but oh my gosh, I think there's another being. It could be Holy Spirit. Could be, probably is, most likely. I don't know. Anyways. Okay, verse 32. And now, listen to me, you children, For blessed are they who guard my ways. Listen to discipline and become wise. Do not refuse it. Do not refuse it. Blessed is the man who listens to me, watching daily at my gates, waiting at the posts of my doors. For whoever finds me shall find life and obtain favor from Yahuwah. But he who sins against me injures himself. All who hate me love death. Oh. Verse 35. I want to read that one again. For whoever finds me shall find life and obtain favor from Yahuwah. The end. Okay. That's pretty intense. Proverbs is pretty intense. It's like no nonsense. You can't get around it. You can't read it gently and this and that and, try to soften some of these blows. This is like, it feels like it's a boxing match. Kind of. Like, Proverbs doesn't pull any punches. It's very, 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 very specific. And there's no getting around it, which doesn't allow you to try to make excuses for what it may or may not mean, to try to soften the blows. So it makes you rise up and it makes you stand up. Being reminded like this speech, this language, this exhortation to stand up stoically as a child of the Most High. So anyways, the end. Pray that this blesses you. And I was kind of thinking earlier that I might actually do another side read. I want to go through Screw Tape Letters. I don't know if you've ever heard of that book by C.S. Lewis. I might read that one as a read along because there are so many believers that are potentially being deceived. And, maybe from time to time I've been too. But I read that book and I thought it was fantastic. It really helps to understand the a small snippet to understand the enemy's mindset. So mixing that, reading that book and reading Proverbs, it's like you could see the stark contrast between the two. Just makes you ready for battle. It makes you ready for what's coming into your life and what's coming into the world, and helps to steady your feet and prepare you. Anyways, okay. I pray a blessing. May Abba's face shine upon you and give you peace throughout the rest of the week. And I will probably be back here on Saturday and Sunday. I'll just read as much as I can. And we'll just keep going and see how this evolves. Anyway, have a great day. Bye.